How to use Shopify, a step-by-step guide on how to create a profitable online store, part 2 of 2. Okay, if you haven't been to number 1, you got to go back to number 1, but this is part 2 of 2 on Shopify. And you could actually go through this video and then go back and watch number 1. You don't have to watch 1 first, but you got to watch it because it's part of this series. There's only 2 videos in here, but it will certainly walk you through Shopify. You'll understand everything about it. You won't be wondering, and you'll know exactly what to do. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hit that subscribe button down there, turn it from red to gray. Don't forget, ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. That bell will pop up next to that subscribe button, and you want to turn on all notifications. That way you'll know when I go live or if I upload a video. Now let's jump right into this. In the next part, I want to talk about contact pages. Guys, this is so very important. Imagine you go to a web page and you can't find any contact information. Are you going to do business with that company? Probably not. Let's dive into Shopify's contact page fill-in, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, let's go over there right now. Okay, here's an example of what you're going to see on your pages. Okay, in this particular one, you can use a template if you want, okay, which is really simple. But you know what they're saying here is if you have a question or get in touch with us, just want to say hello, you can reach us at, and then they've got a email address right there. Make sure you have an email address. Make sure you've got a phone number in there, guys. A lot of you are going to say, well, I don't have a phone number for my business. Go to Google and you can get, I think it's Google Voice, you can get a free phone number and put it in there, and you'll have voicemail and everything in there. So make sure you've got a phone number in there. You can get 800 numbers, which make it look a little bit better, but you know, nowadays an 800 number doesn't mean a whole lot because most of us are using cell phones, and since we're using cell phones, we're not paying long distance. So yeah, 800 numbers are nice, but they don't matter as much as they used to. So it's something that if you don't want to spend the money on it, just get a Google Voice number and use that instead. The next thing I want to talk about is policy pages. What is policy? Policy is basically how you treat different circumstances. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a screenshot up here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. First one is a return policy. What is your return policy? Are they going to be able to exchange it? Can they get their money back? How long do customers have to initiate a return? What condition does the product have to be in? A generous return policy can help customers buy from you with confidence. Okay, I know I buy a lot from Amazon, I buy a lot from Costco because I know the return policy is so good I never have to worry about stuff. So something I'm on the fence about buying, I'll go ahead and buy it anyhow, and if I get it home and I don't like it, I can always take it back or I can ship it back. Privacy policy. A privacy policy describes how you collect your information about your customers. Now if you want samples of this, there are millions of samples out there. You can just Google that and find a sample privacy policy one. Terms of service. Your terms of service policy is an agreement between you and the customer outlining how you will operate and what rights you reserve. That's super important to do that. Next thing is your shipping policy. Shipping policy helps the customer expectations around shipping costs, manufacturing times, and delivery speeds for the regions that you ship to. Now I certainly think you should 100% customize your store to your brand, but it doesn't mean you can't use a template to do that. So let's jump in here and we're going to take a look at a template and how that comes out. Okay, you want to go to online stores and then go to themes in Shopify, okay, and start thinking about where you want your website to be, what you want it to look like. The first step is to choose the theme. The template you install in your store you can use at a starting point for design, and you can build your own online store. The Shopify theme store is home to both free and paid themes, each with its own set of styles and features. Some themes are made for larger product catalogs, while others are single product businesses. Others are made for certain industries or types of businesses, such as, I don't know, express theme for restaurants, something like that. Now each theme comes with their own style, so you do want to shop around a little bit and look and see what's out there and pick something that's going to be comfortable for not only your customers but you and your brand. You also want to, when you look at the themes, does it have the customizable things you're going to need for selling your products? Variants of a product, different sizes, different colors, that type of thing. Make sure your theme can do that. Don't ever worry about picking your theme based on colors or fonts or any of that stuff, because all of these themes you can customize and you can always change the colors and fonts, so you don't need to worry about that. Now some of the paid themes you can actually pay a fee just to try it out to see if you like it. So you can pick a free one or you can pick a paid one, whatever you do, and don't worry about what theme you're picking right now. If you don't like it later on, you can always switch to another theme, and you don't have to re-upload all your products and prices and meta tags and all that stuff. You don't have to do that again. It just changes the look of the website. You really want to think about your homepage. Your homepage is so very important. That's the first impression they're going to get of your site. So you want to make sure you direct them into the right places. You don't make it too confusing. You don't have too much information on there. Make sure it's clean and easy to navigate. Now some of the things you can do is a slideshow, so you can actually have a slideshow on your homepage where your products keep going through there and they can see it. Another thing you can do is put featured products on there. I like putting featured products right below a slideshow so that you can see what the featured products are and it gets people's interest in them. And you want to make sure you have a good image with text, and we talked about images in the first video, but images are so important that you have really high quality images. And don't worry, once again, you don't need a fancy schmancy camera. You can use your iPhone, you can use your Android phone. A lot of these phones now have incredible cameras on them. They're better than a DSLR was 5 years ago when I bought a DSLR. So you can use your phone for a lot of these things. Don't worry about that. You may also want to add a newsletter to it. A lot of these themes have newsletters built into it, so you can have a newsletter in there. You may also want to add a blog. I like having a blog in there so you have some good content for your customers. Of course, we want to put all the tags on the products so that somebody can use the search bar on the top right or top left or center or wherever you put your search bar, but you want to make sure they can look on your site and find things without having to scroll through all your products. Make sure you pick some colors and some fonts that fit your brand. This is something, like I said, that can be changed no matter what theme you have, and that's where you're going to set all those things, is actually in the theme. But pick things that are really going to express who you are, who your brand is, and what you're all about. Now don't ignore the fact that colors have meaning to them. Red makes people hungry. If you think about it, Taco Bell's got red in it, so does Burger King, so does McDonald's, so does Kentucky Fried Chicken. I could go on and on and on, but they figured out that red makes people hungry. Next thing you could think about is yellow. Yellow makes people feel safe and secure, so that's another color that you may want to pick. Purple makes people feel like it's royal, that it's magical, that it's VIP type stuff. So there is a psychology to colors, and on Shopify there is a link where you can search psychology of colors, and you can read through there. It has all the hex codes and everything that you're going to need. Don't overthink this. Okay, sometimes this is where people get stuck. They start overthinking things and then they never move past that point. If you can't decide, just pick something basic and move on. Get it done. Okay, just getting it done is better than getting it perfect, because you'll never get it perfect. That's not going to happen. Just get it done. Okay, do the best you can, get it done, and move on to the next thing. Okay, let's get into customizing the checkout now. I'll show you what that looks like inside Shopify and show you where you can click. All right, so you're going to want to go to settings and then checkout, and then you're going to come to this window right here. Okay, this is where you can upload your store's logo, change the fonts, colors, all that type of stuff. And then it has some other choices in here. Customer accounts are disabled. Customers will only be able to check out as guest, which would be silly. You don't want to do that. Accounts are optional. This is the one I would go for. With a customer account or as a guest, or accounts are required, they have to set up an account. If you require people to set up an account, you're going to have fewer people buy from you. I can guarantee that. Okay, next up, to check out, customers can check out either using their phone number or email. Next choice is customers can only check out using email, so you may want to have a couple choices there. And the cool thing is, if you get the phone number, you can use SMS messaging and you keep in touch with them, and then they can choose how they want to be contacted. Form options right here. Do you want to require last name only, first and last name, company name, address, and you can make these optional or you can make them required. That's entirely up to you. The next thing you want to do is set up your shipping. Now there has been a big movement over the past few years to get free shipping. We have done it over a certain amount at my Survival Cave food store, survivalcavefood.com, if you want to check that out. It's over a certain amount because we can't afford to give free shipping. If somebody buys a $15 can of meat, the shipping will eat up all the profit on that, so we don't do that. However, on the higher prices, we do give free shipping now, and we've found that people really like that, and I think they've been more educated to free shipping based on Amazon. Now some of you out there will say, I can't afford to give out free shipping, JR, my profit margin's too small, it just won't work. increase your profit margin, charge more for your product, and just give free shipping. It doesn't really matter as long as it's covered. Now some of you may say, well, what if I ship to California? It's going to be more expensive than if I ship to New York because I'm in New York State. Or what if I ship to Hawaii and that's going to be really expensive? You've got to kind of just get an average. That's what we do, is we get an average of the US and all the places we ship to, and we say, well, the average is, you know, $29.50, and then we may just add you know, $30 to the price of each of those items, and that way it's covered. Will you lose on some of them? Yeah. Will you gain on some of them? Yeah. Overall, it's an average. Don't worry about that part. Just get your shipping set up. I do recommend, if you can do free shipping, great. If not, then go ahead and set up your shipping the way you want. You also need to consider taxes. You can go to settings and taxes and set that up for each state. Remember, you do have to have that set up, or that's something that has to be done. And of course, the last part is you want to get paid, right? You've got to set up all your payment gateways. All you have to do is go to settings and payments. You can set all that up. If you use authorize.net or Stripe or whatever you're using for your store, that's where you're going to set everything up. PayPal, you do want to give them as many options as possible. I will say that, because some people like Google Pay, and some people like PayPal, and some people like using their MasterCard, and some people like using their American Express. And the more options that you offer, the better off you're going to be. Because think of it this way: if a person only uses PayPal, they don't use anything else, okay, and they go to your website and they don't see PayPal, they're going to be out. They're not going to buy the product. So why not offer it to them? I understand that some credit cards charge you higher fees. When we take an American Express, it's a lot higher than when we take a MasterCard or Visa, but I don't want to lose that American Express buyer, so I make sure I have that available for them. Then of course you want to add all your social networks. You want to put your pixels on there if you're using Facebook, Google Analytics, all these things, so you can actually monitor and see what your store is doing. Now this video and the one prior to that helps you set up a store. It's not all inclusive. If you want all inclusive, check out Ecom Road. There's a link below. That's a membership that I have that shows you exactly step by step how to walk through and set up your Shopify store. So check out Ecom Road. There is a link below. There's also a free course below too. You'll see that below there. It's a $97 course. I'm giving it away absolutely free, so check that out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got a lot out of it. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your suggestions. I want you to talk to me. Okay, so let's get a conversation going. Write something below. If you just want to say hello, that's fine. If you want to ask me a question, that's fine. If you've got a subject matter that you want to see a video on, put it in there. I may just do a video on it. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, do so, and don't forget to ring the bell, turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.